Jazz is a uniquely American musical genre that originated in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, primarily within the African American communities. It represents a fusion of diverse musical traditions, blending elements from West African rhythmic patterns, European harmonies, and American blues. Jazz is not merely a style of music, it's a cultural phenomenon and an artistic expression that evolved as a response to the social and cultural landscape of its time. The roots of jazz can be traced back to the era of slavery in the United States, where African musical traditions intersected with European musical forms. As African Americans navigated through a complex history of oppression and resilience, jazz emerged as a means of creative expression and cultural identity. It found its early home in the vibrant neighborhoods of New Orleans, where a melting pot of cultures and musical influences converged. Jazz, more than any other musical genre, encapsulates the spirit of improvisation, reflecting the ethos of spontaneity and creativity. It became a musical language through which African Americans could articulate their experiences, emotions, and aspirations. Jazz is an ever-evolving art form, constantly shaped by the socio-political context of its time. At the heart of jazz is the art of improvisation. Unlike classical music, where the score is strictly followed, jazz musicians engage in spontaneous creation during performances. Improvisation allows for individual expression and creativity, turning each rendition of a piece into a unique and unpredictable experience. Syncopation, the emphasis on offbeats or weak beats, gives jazz its distinctive rhythmic complexity. This rhythmic play adds a sense of surprise and vitality to the music, challenging conventional expectations and creating a dynamic, syncopated groove. The concept of swing in jazz refers to a rhythmic feel that propels the music forward. It involves a distinct rhythmic pattern where the offbeats are emphasized, creating a sense of buoyancy and forward momentum. Swing is a fundamental aspect that distinguishes jazz from other genres and contributes to its infectious energy. Jazz is a living, breathing art form that emerged from a rich cultural tapestry. Its musical characteristics, rooted in improvisation, syncopation, and swing, set the stage for the exploration of African American creativity and innovation in the world of music. At the turn of the 20th century, Buddy Bolden stood at the forefront of jazz innovation. Hailing from New Orleans, Bolden was a cornet player and band leader whose groundbreaking contributions laid the foundation for what would become jazz. His approach to brass instrumentation and the introduction of improvisation in a group setting were revolutionary, marking a departure from traditional musical conventions. Bolden's band was known for its dynamic and interactive performances. He introduced the concept of collective improvisation, where each musician contributed to the overall improvisational texture, foreshadowing the collaborative nature of jazz ensembles. Despite the absence of recorded evidence of Bolden's performances, his influence on the early jazz scene was profound. As jazz began to take shape, Jelly Roll Morton emerged as a key figure in the transition from collective improvisation to structured compositions. His compositions, such as Jelly Roll Blues, showcased a level of sophistication in arrangement and form. Morton's ability to blend traditional New Orleans jazz with more structured compositions set a precedent for future jazz composers. Early innovators like Jelly Roll Morton played a crucial role in codifying jazz as a genre with distinct compositional elements. Their work laid the groundwork for the development of jazz as a sophisticated and evolving musical form, demonstrating that jazz could be both spontaneous and intricately structured. Moving into the swing era, Duke Ellington emerged as one of the most influential figures in jazz. His career spanned decades, and his orchestra became a symbol of sophistication and innovation. Ellington's compositions, such as Mood Indigo and Take the A Train, showcased his mastery in orchestration and his ability to blend various musical elements seamlessly. Duke Ellington's orchestra was a hotbed of talent, featuring legendary musicians like Johnny Hodges, Cootie Williams, and Billy Strayhorn. The collaborative spirit within the band allowed for a diversity of styles and influences, contributing to the rich tapestry of Ellington's music. Count Basie, another luminary of the swing era, brought a distinctive style to jazz with his emphasis on a relaxed, swinging groove. Basie's orchestra was known for its rhythmic precision and the Basie swing, a laid-back yet propulsive feel that became synonymous with the era. Count Basie's contributions to the development of big band jazz were significant. His minimalist approach, characterized by economical arrangements and a focus on the essentials, had a lasting impact on the evolution of jazz orchestration. In the post-war era, the bebop movement signaled a radical departure from the conventions of swing. Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie were central figures in this movement, introducing faster tempos, complex harmonic structures, and virtuosic improvisation. Charlie Parker, often referred to as Bird, was a saxophonist and composer whose technical brilliance and innovative improvisational style pushed the boundaries of jazz. His recordings, such as Coco and Confirmation, became iconic representations of the bebop movement. Dizzy Gillespie, a virtuoso trumpeter, collaborated with Parker in pioneering the bebop genre. His contributions extended beyond performance to include composition and arrangement. Gillespie's compositions, such as A Night in Tunisia, showcased a fusion of Afro-Cuban rhythms with bebop improvisation. Moving into the 1960s, John Coltrane became a transformative force in jazz. His exploration of modal jazz, as heard in albums like Giant Steps and A Love Supreme, expanded the harmonic possibilities of the genre. Coltrane's spiritual approach and relentless pursuit of musical innovation left an indelible mark on jazz. Miles Davis, a trumpeter and bandleader, played a pivotal role in multiple phases of jazz evolution. From his work with The Birth of the Cool, Nonnet to the groundbreaking Kinda Blue album, Davis constantly pushed the boundaries of the genre. His foray into jazz fusion with albums like Bitches Brew marked a new direction for jazz in the late 1960s. The legacies of Coltrane and Davis endure as their innovations continue to influence contemporary jazz and beyond. Their willingness to experiment with different styles and genres set the stage for the eclectic and diverse landscape of modern jazz. The African-American pioneers in jazz, from Buddy Bolden and Jelly Roll Morton to Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, John Coltrane, and Miles Davis, collectively shaped the trajectory of jazz. Each figure brought a unique voice and set of innovations, contributing to the richness and diversity of the jazz tradition. Jazz has always been more than a musical genre. It serves as a powerful cultural expression reflecting the experiences, emotions, and resilience of African Americans. From its origins in New Orleans to its evolution across different eras, jazz has been a mirror to the social, political, and cultural context of its time. It became a form of artistic resistance, allowing African American musicians to assert their identity and challenge societal norms. During the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s, jazz played a crucial role as a soundtrack to the struggle for equality. Songs like Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday and John Coltrane's Alabama captured the pain, hope, and determination of the movement. Jazz became a medium through which artists could voice their support for social justice and advocate for change. The impact of jazz transcends national borders, gaining international acclaim for its unique and diverse expressions. Jazz became a global phenomenon, influencing musicians and audiences worldwide. Its universal appeal lies in its ability to incorporate and adapt to various cultural influences, creating a musical language that speaks to people across different backgrounds and experiences. African American jazz musicians' influence extends far beyond the borders of the United States. Jazz has been a catalyst for cross-cultural fusion, blending with diverse musical traditions from Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. This fusion has given rise to genres like Afro-Cuban jazz, bossa nova, and world fusion, showcasing the adaptability and openness inherent in jazz. The legacy of jazz is palpable in contemporary music across genres. From rock to hip-hop, the improvisational spirit, harmonic innovations, and rhythmic complexity of jazz continue to inspire musicians in diverse genres. Jazz's influence can be heard in the complex arrangements of progressive rock, the improvisational solos in fusion, and the sampling techniques in hip-hop. Jazz's legacy is not static. It continues to evolve with each generation of musicians. Contemporary jazz artists draw from the rich history of the genre while pushing its boundaries into new territories. The spirit of innovation, experimentation, and artistic freedom instilled by the pioneers of jazz remains alive and well, ensuring that jazz continues to be a dynamic and evolving art form. The contributions of African American jazz musicians are increasingly recognized and celebrated. Institutions, festivals, and awards honor the achievements of jazz pioneers, ensuring that their impact is acknowledged in the broader cultural narrative. This recognition highlights the importance of preserving and promoting the cultural heritage rooted in the African American experience. Efforts to educate and inform about the history of jazz and its African American pioneers have gained momentum. Educational programs, documentaries, and initiatives aimed at preserving and disseminating the knowledge of jazz history ensure that future generations understand and appreciate the cultural significance of this uniquely American art form. The impact and legacy of jazz extend beyond the realm of music. Jazz has been a powerful force in shaping cultural and social dynamics, fostering cross-cultural connections, and leaving an indelible mark on the global musical landscape. Its enduring legacy is a testament to the resilience, creativity, and cultural contributions of African American pioneers in jazz.